Good morning. In this video we're going to explore Magpie Nest from Blackman and White, and we're going to be using it to do kit cutting from DXF files. So I have here a folder full of DXF files, and these are various kinds of gaskets, and I need to cut a certain number of each. We're going to use Zebra Cut from Blackman and White. Zebra Cut is a plugin to Rhino3d. Rhino3d is a fully featured 3D CAD system, allows you to create your geometry and edit your geometry. But for now we're just going to use Zebra Cut, which is this panel here on the left. We're going to be using tree nesting, which allows us to do kit cutting. So the first thing we need to do is import our geometry. We can import it from files, from folders, in many different ways. We're going to do a folder import. I'm going to add that to my tree. It's going to prompt me to put in the folder. You can navigate to it, but I'm just going to paste in the address there. And I'm going to open every DXF within that folder. You can see that's done. The geometry's appeared. If I open up that node, you'll see that it has picked up all of the file names, and as I click on them, it will zoom me to the different parts so that I can see which one is which as a visual reminder. Now I need to enter the quantities. I'm doing this manually, but if you have a computerized record of how many of each part you want, of each product code, for example, we can support you in reading that automatically to avoid the possibility of any manual data entry errors. So if you have a spreadsheet, for example, or a CSV file, or you want to read from a database, we have spreadsheet importers, we have CSV importers, and many customers using those successfully. So those are my quantities. Once I set up my quantities, I then need to tell the system what I'm going to nest into. So there are lots of ways of creating your sheets or roles or different ranges of sheet sizes. But we're just going to do a simple rectangular sheet. And I'm going to change the size of this sheet to be 1500 by 3 meters. Then I'm going to tell the system that I have 10 sheets available, because I have quite a lot of parts to cut. Right, that's all the setup I need to do. I'm now going to go to Magpie, and I'm going to set up the nesting settings. I'm going to allow free rotation, but you can restrict that if your material requires it. I'm going to not allow part flipping, but you could if you needed to. Part gap's going to be 2 millimeters, sheet border 5 millimeters. I'm going to run this for 25 seconds just for demonstration purposes. You generally want to run for a minute or two on a fast computer, and I'm definitely going to accept nesting within parts. There are plenty more options we can go into another time. We can support all of your nesting requirements. But with that done, we will now make our nest. And you'll see it will start spinning up and giving us nests to explore. Now the nest will improve as you nest it, let it nest for longer and longer, as you see. Unusually, we believe in empowering you, the user, to select the best nest. Obviously, we'll keep trying to give you more and more materially efficient nests, but we understand that sometimes there are other factors that the computer can't recognize, and we want to put you in charge of selecting the best nest. So at any time, you can select a different nest down here at the bottom. You can see them in graph format with the number of parts nested and the efficiency rating. And you can also see them in tabular format with the number of sheets used, the total length, and so forth. But you can certainly explore and pick the nest which works best for you. Okay, so now we've nested, we want to go ahead and cut this sheet of parts. So I'm going to do just a simple selection on it. And then I'm going to move it through to the center there. And the orange box that you see there is actually the size of my machine. I admit I've forgotten to change that, so I'm just going to change the size of my machine so that it can cut a 1500 by 3 meter sheet. There we go. Sorry, wrong way around. 2 meters by 3.5 meters. Okay, now my machine is big enough to suit the size of the material. Obviously on your machine that would be set up correctly. So once we've gone the geometry is within the machine boundary, or if you have a conveyor within and to the right of the machine boundary, we can go ahead and assign our tooling. So I'm going to be using a pressurized kit cutting tool, and I can change the cut speeds and the lift heights and so forth to suit the material, but I know these are correct, so I'm just going to paste them onto the layers that I want to cut. So I want to put them onto my parts layer and also onto layer 0. I do not want to cut the sheets layer, and I do not want to cut the default layer either. So that's the job configured. I can now then go ahead and cut it. So I'm just going to do a preview as I don't have a machine to hand. But if you select the parts to be cut and then say go, it will then produce the G-code for sending to the machine in but a couple of seconds. So we'll just wait for that to happen, and you'll see now we have a preview of how that would be cut. So thank you very much. That is Magpie Nest.